What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Saturday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Connie. It is Saturday, right? I've lost track of time a little bit. I do apologize for the delay, later video today, but my wife is away this weekend, so it is my daughter and I, so the videos are going around nap time and all that sort of thing, and also didn't have the greatest. She sleeps great. I don't sleep great when it's just me. Usually I'm not the one that has to watch the baby monitor overnight, but it is what it is. We are here. It's not that late, but the first game today is a 4 o'clock game, so we'll get into it. I had a good day yesterday. We bounced back after the ugly 0-3 to start the week. We've bounced back. It was a 2-1 day yesterday. We missed on the Orioles and the Marlins to go over 8.5. That finished at 7. Atlanta we had on the run line. And I hope you got that at Betway for the minus 120, but it didn't matter anyway. They won 9-0. So smoked the White Sox on the run line. And then we had the Toronto Argonauts minus 5.5. That was a hell of a football game. Representing the Argos today, they win that game by 8 in the final stages. It was close. It was a really close football game. But that now brings our record in the CFL this year to, we're up like 8 or 9 units in the CFL, like 15-6. So the theme for today, it's all CFL. There's 2 football games today, which is a bit of a rarity here on a Saturday, and I really like both of these matchups, and I really like these odds. I'll just keep saying it. For whatever reason, the books are terrified to go above 10 for any spread, and in the CFL, that is nothing. 10 points is like 4 points in the NFL. It's a big, big difference there. Before we get into the bets, a reminder, the QR code that's on your screen here or the link in the description below, it's the very first link. Hit that. It's going to take you to a landing page where you can sign up for a brand new sportsbook, make a minimum deposit, which is either $20 or $25. You can bet more if you want, but at least that. And you're guaranteed yourself the best exclusive offers and bonuses that you're not going to find anywhere else, thanks to my partnership with BetStamp and with these books. So use that QR code, use the link in the description below, sign up for a new book that you don't already have, and you're good to go. Also, get in the Discord to join the discussion. That's where I post most of my stuff. I'm still on all the socials, of course, but the first place I post is Discord, and that's where most of the discussion is. Okay, today, two CFL games, 3 bets across those games. We're starting in Winnipeg, and it's the biggest spread I think I've bet so far this season, and it's -9. But Winnipeg is playing the Ottawa Redblacks, and yeah, I know the game's in Ottawa, but I'm taking the Bombers here to cover -9. Winnipeg is 4-1, and they're 4-1 ATS. They're 2-0 on the road. Okay, Ottawa comes into this game 1-3, 1-3 ATS, and 1-1 at home. Ottawa and Edmonton are the 2 worst teams in the CFL. Winnipeg, BC, Toronto, and even Montreal have sort of established themselves as the 4 best teams in the CFL. You have Winnipeg coming into this. Obviously, they're 4-1. They've won 2 straight. They just beat Calgary by 13, and previous to that, they beat Montreal by 14. They did get smoked by BC 30-6. That seems to be a bit of the anomaly this season. But previous to that, they beat Saskatchewan by 18, and they beat Hamilton by 11. Okay, and then you look at so all of those wins have been in double digits. This is at 9, right? You look at Ottawa, they just lost by 8 to Hamilton in Hamilton. They beat Edmonton, but they lost by 11 to Calgary, and they lost by 7 to Montreal. So their losses, Hamilton, Calgary, Montreal, are sort of the fringe. You know, I mentioned Montreal is probably in the upper half, but they're not Winnipeg, they're not BC, and they're not Toronto. Those are the 3 best teams in the CFL, and now Ottawa has to play them, even though it's at home. The last time they played twice last year. Winnipeg won by 2 and by 7, but this is just a different Ottawa team. They're just really not very good. Again, 1-3 ATS. It's like 2 opposites, right? You have Winnipeg that's 4-1 and 4-1. You have Ottawa that's 1-3 and 1-3. You also have Jeremiah Mazzoli, who just came back for the Redblacks after missing the entire last season. He then immediately goes down with an Achilles injury. You've got a rookie quarterback. You're going against Winnipeg's experienced defense. This is a defense that's been together for a while with Mike O'Shea. They've been to 3 straight Grey Cups. I just don't see a way the Redblacks can win this football game or even keep it all that close. So give me the Winnipeg Bluebombers to cover -9. That's at Bet99. In the same game, I also have this going under 45. That number seems a little bit high. Winnipeg is 3-2 to the under this season, and Ottawa is 4-0 to the under. So combined, these two teams are 7-2 to the under, and you look at the total of 45. Ottawa just doesn't score a lot of points, right? They've scored 13, 26, 15, and 12. Their games have gone under 43.5 by 12, under 43 by 2, under 41.5 by 8, under 44.5 by 10.5. Now you have a total that's the highest that's it's been this season for Ottawa, because you look at Winnipeg, under 46.5, they just went under by 11.5. Under 48, under by 28. Total at 49, they went under by 13. So the two games they've gone over this season were the first two games of the season. They were shootouts with Hamilton and Saskatchewan, and they went way over. I just don't think Ottawa's going to score any points. So even if Winnipeg comes out and scores 30 to 35 on their own, Ottawa might not score more than 10, 11, or 12 points. So I just don't see a way with the rookie quarterback against this experienced defense that Ottawa's going to be able to put up any more than 14 points. And, Winnipeg might run away with this and score 40 by themselves. We'll see. I just think the way that they've been playing, that hasn't really been the case. So I like the number of 45 too. It's a nice round number. We have push potential. So give me Winnipeg and Ottawa to go under 45 for minus 110. That is at Bet Rivers. And the last bet of the day is just a nice little straight up money line in football. Don't you like where you can just bet money line in football and you've got minus 120? This one's a bit confusing as well. It's Calgary and Saskatchewan. I'm taking the Roughriders on the money line. Saskatchewan's playing at home, where they're 1-1. Calgary's 1-1 on the road. Saskatchewan's 3-1. Calgary's 1-3. And you're getting minus 120 on the money line. Saskatchewan is 2-2 against the spread. Calgary is 1-3 against the spread. Calgary really hasn't been all that good. They just lost 24-11 to Winnipeg. The first matchup of this season, they lost 29-26 to Saskatchewan. That was in overtime. That was in Calgary. They've beat Ottawa. Okay, cool. Lost to BC by 10. Right? So I know Saskatchewan is sort of in the middle grounds. They're coming off a 12-11 win against Edmonton. As I mentioned, they beat Calgary 29-26 in overtime. They lost to Edmonton 45-27, and they beat Edmonton. They lost to Winnipeg 45-27, and they beat Edmonton. So I guess you could say this is a relatively even matchup, but I still think Saskatchewan is just... They're the better football team. The Stampeders, they're pretty badly outclassed by Winnipeg last week. Their quarterback was pulled. Is he going to go back in? We don't know. I think that Saskatchewan to go to 4-1 and take two games against Calgary, I think that's the way that this game is going to go. The Riders are executing a lot better than the Stampeders are. Stampeders aren't really scoring many points. Riders, I think, can build off their game against Edmonton, even though they didn't look the greatest. But I just think Calgary looks a little bit lost, and I think the Roughriders don't. And to get minus 120 on a straight-up money line bet in the CFL, I'll take that all day, and that's what we're going to do here. So give me the Saskatchewan Roughriders on the money line for minus 120 at Caesars. So a quick reminder, use the QR code on the screen or the link in the description below. Sign up for Caesars, Bet Rivers, or Bet99, and you're guaranteed the best exclusive offers and bonuses. And also jump in the Discord where I post everything first and where most of the discussion happens. Just to run back that card, I've got the Winnipeg Bluebombers to cover -9. That's minus 112 at Bet99. Give me the Bluebombers and the Redblacks to go under 45 for minus 110 at Bet Rivers. And give me the Saskatchewan Roughriders straight up on the money line for minus 120 at Caesars. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following me. You follow me across all my social channels, all linked in the description. Your audio is on Apple and Spotify. Have a great Saturday, and let's talk sports.